So I bought this clutch return spring thing from AliExpress. I think it's cool that there still are like new parts made for these cars, so I just wanted to test the quality. So I bought one of these clutch return springs. I guess it's to make the operation of the clutch a little bit easier. And my one wasn't broken, but that yellow tab up there often breaks, and then this spring falls down. The car will still work, but people say it's harder to drive. So the way that spring thing is mounted in there is just by compression between that yellow thing and the pedal. So you just have to like somewhat compress it and then mount it up, everything up there. And this yellow thing here is clipped into a metal bracket, I guess, and with time that yellow thing often gets worn out and cracks and such, and then this thing here falls out. And as we can see, it's a fairly simple piece. It's just this metal spring with two plastic parts on each side, and when you push it, it gets compressed and then it pushes out the pedal again, I guess. So to install it or remove it, yeah, I think you guys get my point here, but you need to clip this in here to this metal bracket, this yellow thing here, and then we insert the top part of this spring, then compress it a little bit, and then put it into that hook that we see on the clutch pedal itself. It's a little bit hard to film it as you're doing it, but overall this takes like a few minutes. And yeah, and to remove that yellow thing you might need a screwdriver or something like that. So after driving the car with this AliExpress return spring, I can say that I don't really recommend the product. If you need to replace it altogether, I would get a little bit of a higher quality one or OEM spec, because if you look at the spring in this part on the OEM one, the height between the springs on the top is much larger than you see on the AliExpress one. So the OEM one is like progressive, so, and when you compare it in the car with the AliExpress one, when the clutch pedal is not engaged, there's a slight play with the AliExpress one that is not really a nice feeling when driving the car.